So we're on the eve of greatness, guys. Tomorrow is the inauguration of Donald Trump as we sit here recording this. It's going to happen tomorrow. I'm going to watch every minute of it. I watched the concert today with such huge stars as Toby Keith and the front men of country music. They were there. There was a black man who sang "America the Beautiful" with a big choir. There was this guy with a drum set, like a three-dimensional, like he was enclosed by drums, like everywhere, and he just went ape shit on him, just drumming, and the crowd's like, it was so bad. And then Three Doors Down came, and at least they played their hits, I'll give them that, but like nobody wanted to hear that shit either. I don't know why you didn't get Kanye to come out.
Kanye wanted to.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, why wouldn't he invite Kanye? Let him come out there and sing. Have fun.
He's a legit like A-lister. Trump is acting like his inauguration is the biggest thing that's ever happened. He's got like 700,000 or 800,000 people coming. Obama had 1.8 million.
What?
That's crazy.
That many people are going to go watch this boring bullshit?
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god.
We'll see. Like they've got. I'm telling you, like each side of the reflecting pool at the Washington Monument is just stacked with people going back the entire length of it, and it's a really long thing. And they've got jumbotrons like staggered the entire length of that for the people to see the show. And then Trump's up there with his entire family, like the whole extended family, all the like in-laws and shit, in this big bulletproof glass like cubicle thing, like, and he's just like he's like a dictator watching them play for him. He's just yes, 3 doors down.
He's
That's
a real
coming.
president. Like
it's
it takes me a little bit to get over it, but like he won the real contest. It's the like, honest to goodness. Like I keep saying the same thing, you know, same list as Lincoln and Jefferson and Washington and Quincy Adams and Trump. You know, like those names are all
in the Lincoln Memorial. He's like, that's the 15th president or 16th.
16th, yeah.
And I'm the 45th or whatever.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Someone was there was a Reddit thing, and they're like, "What thing could Obama do that, like, you know, with his last day?" And someone was like, "He should resign, make Biden president for a day, and then Trump would be 46 and just change everything." Yeah,
I like that. That'd be funny. Like they gotta like
absolutely have to make new hats. Complete waste of time.
It was a really touching ceremony the other day when Obama awarded Biden the Presidential Medal of Freedom with distinction, which I suppose is the highest honor he could give the man. And like when Joe sees it, like, you know, when he like hears Obama say the words, you know, Presidential Medal of Freedom with a distinction, he's just like, oh God, I can't believe you're doing this to me here.
Awesome video.
He's so honored by it. He's just like, oh, and now this. Oh, okay. He's got to turn away for a second, like wipe his eyes. And the Marine guy is standing there with this big honking medal that looks like your Prestige 20 or something. It's a good moment.
And Obama's been like, fun with it. He was
10,000 headshots, like boot camp completed. Like it's a big fucking medal.
That's the final emblem. Yeah.
I forget the ceremony, but Obama was like, Joe, let's give the internet one more chance for the bromance meme, you know? And they like hugged or something and then let it out. Like the self-awareness, and it was fun to me.
Do you think Biden loves all the memes on Reddit? Do you think he's seen them? Do you think he's got, I mean, how many people do you think, like hundreds of friends?
He is the moderator of Biden, bro. Like, that's him. He started that shit. He's like, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's so awesome. Forever he's going to be sending those memes to his friends.
Is it awesome? I feel like they're all kind of making him look dumb, right?
The joke in every Biden bro meme is, look at this fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And then Obama's like, God damn it. Like, I could do so much. This guy, like...
I don't know. I just, he's the butt of every joke, like Marcus said. I feel like it's, I don't, to their, God, I feel like I'm knocking Trump for every stupid thing, and I don't want to be that guy. But I do like that for all the thanks Obama stuff, for all the Biden bromance, like they didn't sit there and like take everything personally, and they could laugh at their little moment of indignity and get back to it. Whereas Trump, like, oh my gosh, you say anything and he's on Twitter like shouting down your company or what have you, and he's very thin-skinned.
I don't think we'll know if Trump's good or not until it's like 4 years go by. I think that's when it'll, because, you know, if I acted like a complete asshole but I got good results, I think people would say I was a good president or a good whatever. You know what I mean? Like, he could say all the most ridiculous stuff and get people talking about it and everything else, and if he couldn't end up being a good president.
You're right. Reagan was like that.
About how everyone, like, no one wanted to go to like Lincoln's inauguration because he was talking about freeing all the slaves. You know, and everyone's like, oh no, fuck that guy. And you know, but one of the best presidents.
I I hope he did.
I don't like
awesome.
Lincoln. I don't like Lincoln as a president because he let the Union fall apart. I feel like he should have.
Oh, stop!
I think about it. Like
Look at your Confederate flag.
He didn't let the Union fall apart. He beat the fuck out of him.
Right.
Yeah, his solution was 550,000 American casualties.
He Conor McGregor the war.
He should have been like, you know what? How about this? We'll get rid of slavery. Let's invade Mexico and enslave them. But he could have sold that to the South. He could have been like, let's enslave the Mexicans. Let the blacks go free. And the South would have been on board for that. We'd have conquered Mexico. It would have been all good. That's what Lincoln should have done. Instead, he was too hard-nosed.
Kyle, this does sound like a win, actually.
Yeah, right?
I like where you're going with this.
It's all about states' rights, and about 7 more states would really sweeten the pot.
Texas
right
could go all the way down to Panama.
Well, do you know how big their heads would be if that was the case? You know? They'd all be wanting to secede all the time.
Long state. Texas. We got to think of a longer name for this place.
I mean, that's what fucking Texas is, too. Like, we just took that from the Mexicans, you know, big swaths of that, if you will.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to all of the. What I'm excited for tomorrow is like, I don't know, every like dignified step that Trump has to take in that Washington elite world, and they all have to. Every moment where like 1,000 guys have to stand at attention the perfect way while Trump does a thing, or like a reef gets placed on a thing a certain way. Like he's going through all this protocol that the president normally does, and I like watching his face throughout it. Especially today when like I'm watching him so carefully as he walks down steps next because it's like 3 men. It's him and Honor Guard and Pence walking downstairs, and I'm like watching like how he holds his shoulders, like he's totally boxing them out, right? He didn't want them bumping into him. He's fucking wide and like I don't know, everything about him is like the way he carries himself. He's very conscious of what he's doing. Like you can see him like puff his chest out and hold a breath for certain moments when he like it's almost like he's posing sometimes. Like he's really careful with that suit. If he's gonna wave with his right hand, that makes your suit like pull out in an awkward way and it can expose your belly. And he'll bring that left hand over and put it right here on his suit jacket when he waves with the right hand. Like everything he does is so calculated.
Dude, he's 7 pounds away from trying to bring back the cummerbund to hide his belly because he has so very clearly gained weight throughout this whole thing.
He's
like
putting on about 15.
Oh yeah.
15 to 20 pounds for sure. And he's holding it like right here in the middle.
He doesn't drink or do drugs, so you know that is just KFC and McDonald's because all those little pictures that he posts, very clearly his vice is fast food.
He loves McDonald's and shit like that. Yeah, I see him eating it all the time.
Also, he travels a lot. Like I know, like if I was in his position, I was going from state to state.
Yeah.
Steak and give me steak with steak tips.
Especially if it's, hey, welcome to our barbecue. Oh, you have to try our 60 rib platter, and we won't let you leave till you eat it all. You're not getting our vote. I guess I get to sit here for a few more minutes. Like,
what was I gonna say? Trump. I forgot.
Remember when Kasich was cramming the food down?
Oh, yeah, dude, that was. Oh, so I have a couple things. One, he did 2 things. Like I think it was so Kasich was always eating. He was always eating. All the photos showed him eating. Trump pointed it out, and now suddenly this guy has to run for president without eating, right? Like he's denied his opponent food.
Instead of having a sense of humor and going the next, if I were Kasich, the next day we're doing a fucking stump speech from like a hot dog eating contest.
Or one of those 72-ounce steaks, you know? Like,
like you're like 38 ounces into a 72-ounce steak, doing a stump speech every other bite. You're talking about the fucking economy and how Trump's just isn't a real conservative or whatever Kasich was ranting about throughout the campaign.
I met.
Yeah, really could have like made that a funny joke, and it seems like every one of these politicians, you know, someone makes a joke at their expense, and who was it? Rubio, who took the sweaty thing badly.
Yeah.
Where he was like, "Hey, Rubio, you look you're a real shiny motherfucker," or whatever he said. And he's like, "No, I'm not that sweaty. If I were that sweaty, you'd notice. You'd know for real if I was that sweaty." And it's like, now we know that you're insecure. When really he'd be like, "Yeah, I'm up here working, Donald. When you do this job like this, you'll know what it's like," or some bullshit response.
Trump has never worked hard enough to break a sweat in his life, folks. I'll tell you right now. What you want is a sweaty president. I'm gonna be there working hard for you. I'm gonna be dripping. Sometimes there might be a puddle. That's what you know. And people like Donald Trump are there to wipe up my puddle of sweat. I'm the real show. He should have came. I want to hear him come back at Trump. Like no one could ever do that.
That's
no one could ever.
Kyle's got like throughout the whole politics talk of the last year. Kyle's had lines, and I'm like, man, if they were to use those, they would kill.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Like these guys have like these
not
big,
easy for
clear,
everybody.
open wounds all over them. Like all you got to do is like to attack is what I mean. Like these big openings in their game as a politician. Like Chris Christie.
I keep freezing.
Like you know what I mean? Like I'll
Or his first pitch or something like that.
Yeah. You're not going to get into a war of words with Chris Christie and lose because I'm gonna especially if it's a Donald Trump style war of words, right? Because I'm gonna make fun of him. I'm gonna pick on him. I saw that guy in North Carolina. He was in Hickory when we went, and when he sits down in a chair, he is a pathetic sight. It is embarrassing when he sits in a chair in a business suit. He's got this big fupa that folds over his cock and balls, and like everything's jammed in down there, and his pants right up and revealed like those old businessman socks with the like suspenders attached to them.
That must
like
be
it's
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Trump's sitting over there like fucking, I don't know, Superman's father or something, like just telling everybody how it's going to be, and he looks perfect.
It
Yeah, I
bothers me
bet that's
when
part of the reason that Trump wanted Christie behind him at some point where he's like, I already know myself and my vices. Ivanka, Melania, you all know I'm going to pack on the pounds. I'm going to bring Chris Christie on board. No, shut up. He's not going to get anything. He's not going to get anything. He's just going to be fatter than me for the next year. Okay? Oh, okay. All right.
It worked so well. I'm telling you, it was both of them on stage in Hickory, and it's like this is after Christie has dropped out, and Christie has a mic and Trump has a mic, and they're separated in these big, comfy, like cushy, high back chairs, and Christie will be like, there's a lot of trouble in the Middle East, and the one shining example of democracy, our one ally, is Israel, and Obama's out there disrespecting them, not doing this, doing that. Tell us what a Donald Trump presidency would mean for Israel and Israelis. And then he just threw it to Trump. Like he was constantly like loading up this fucking like pitch and then handing it to him. Like, here you go, throw it. Hit him with it. Yeah, go. It worked really well. And it is a little bit definitely what you said. Trump looked better next to a sloppy Chris Christie, who is he's the worst looking politician. He's just, you look at that and you're like, he doesn't have any self-control. He doesn't have any like.
That's where I was headed. I see a guy like Chris Christie and I think this guy literally has like a mental weakness, an addiction. He has a disability of some sort. No discipline. Yeah, you can call it what you want, but like it's clearly this is a guy who can't fully control himself at a level that 99% of the population can, and it holds.
Not in this country.
No, even in this country, how many people are Chris Christie fat? Like I went throughout today, and I don't think I saw anyone Chris Christie fat.
I was
at
seen
the
this guy
airport
before today.
Oh man, fucking governor of New Jersey, like
Huge.
yeah, he's real big. If you want to find the best picture it's him in a baseball uniform. It's real bad. He's got the pants are like, how baseball pants are. They're like yoga pants, like they're pulled up over his big roll, his fupa, and it's just a bad optic, a bad imagery. Let me put a ad in here. I'm gonna tell everyone a little bit about Nature Box. If you eat from Nature Box, you will not look like Chris Christie. What do you do when you want a snack, but all you can find is junk food? Well, if you're Chris Christie, you just eat that junk food. But don't do that. Rely on your self-control.